Hey, my name is Niknaz Maladi. I'm 22 years old. I attend York University and I'm in my fifth year studying kinesiology. I would like to highlight a few social determinants of health, which, in my opinion, have played a big role in my not only physiological health, but also mental, social, spiritual, and just overall well being. Upon trying to decide which social determinants of health I would want to highlight, for this assignment, I really realized that all the social determinants of health are, in one way or another, I shouldn't maybe say all, but at least majority, are interrelated. They are interdependent. They overlap. As I explained further, hopefully I could clearly draw the picture of why I believe that all these different social determinants of health, most of these social determinants of health overlap, and one social determinant of health will play a role in another. The big umbrella that I wanted to start off with is income and social status. This, as I mentioned, goes back probably to before I was even born. I was born to a loving and hardworking family. In a lot of ways, it's like I won a lottery that I had no knowledge of signing up for. I didn't have agency or control over what family being born into, and yet here I am. My family have gone through a great deal, like many other families I'm sure do, to be able to provide the life for me back then when I was a child, and even now to today in my early 20s. So going back to income and social economic status, the level of income my family has really played, I believe, a big role in shaping my overall living condition, psychological functioning, and health behaviors, which I have adopted throughout my life. The level of income and my parents' social economic status really trickles down to the different social determinants of health. This goes for housing, education, food, security, and so on. I'm very fortunate to live in a neighborhood that is safe and has many wonderful built-in natural structures. I have access to clean water, food, it is a safe space for me, and I feel supported and loved. My home is near about 4 big chain gyms, such as YMCA, Good Life, Fit for Less, LA Fitness, and many other private boutique gyms, all within 5-kilometer radius of me. And now we are pulling up to my local YMCA. I can almost call this YMCA my second home, as dramatic as that sounds, but as I'm sat here right now in the parking lot, I'm just flooded with memories since my family had actually moved to Toronto in the year 2004. I started attending daycare there, and my parents used the gym facilities with subsidized payments, and I'm very glad that that opportunity existed then and still exists now. Fast forward to when I started taking many different sports classes, such as basketball, indoor soccer. I even attended summer camp at this YMCA. And then at the age of 12, I was finally able to use the gym facility, so I did that with my parents and even with friends that live in the neighborhood. And I even, right before the pandemic, got the opportunity to work at the YMCA. So really, I have a lot of memories associated with this gym, but it does not stop there for the gyms in my neighborhood. This was a 5-minute drive for me, and even when I first moved to Canada, when I lived somewhere else, it was still a 5-minute drive. And it is very accessible, even because there is a subway station right there. Like literally when you exit the subway station, there's the YMCA. Other than the man-made or built structures or resources that are available to me to get physical activity and structured exercise, I also have these natural structures, I believe it would be under the category of, where I get to support and maintain good mental and physical health, all while being in nature. Furthermore, I want to show you guys just how many different grocery shops and food stores are around me, which makes me realize what an important role the location of housing makes. Stores near me. Now let's go to maps. Let's zoom in here and let's take a look. So Loblaws, two different ones, Whole Foods. This is me, by the way. All of these different, big chain, smaller chain, all of that. So I could safely say I'm not in a food desert. To sort of recap the interdependency of the social determinants of health, I wanted to lay it out like this. My parents obtained a certain socioeconomic status and income. Because of that, they have been able to afford housing in a certain neighborhood. Because of that, I have access to different gyms, outdoor environments where I could safely get physical activity, have access to great schooling and education, be able to have access to multiple different grocery stores and food shops, and so on. Furthermore, also because of the area I live in, I have access to great healthcare. Not only because I live in Canada and we have universal healthcare, which is arguably a good thing, there are also many great clinics in my area that allow me access and support for my health, whether that be mental health, physical health, social health, and so on. Let's go back to schooling and education. So, once again, because of my parents and my family, I get the opportunity to go to York, a great university with a great kinesiology program. They have allowed me the opportunity to be able to comfortably stay at home, focus on my studying, not be worried about my next meal, and so on. Now, because of my schooling, I have been able to get access to health information. Beyond health literacy, I have developed the ability to understand a lot of things about health. This understanding will help me navigate and make decisions regarding my health today and in the future. Upon finishing up my analysis of the different social determinants of health and reflecting how they have affected me and my health as an individual, I feel gratuitous, but also a little bit helpless. This is only because I realized that many individuals' health is not in their hands. They don't get the agency from the get-go. Before they're even born, a lot of systemic things have been put in place which decides their health, and limitations which exist for them to not be able to make certain decisions that will improve their health. Of course, I was aware of this in the past, but really after taking a deep dive is that I realized the interdependency and interconnectedness of the social determinants of health, which really highlighted the notion that one thing will really affect many other things. If an individual is lacking in one social determinant of health, it is likely that they will be lacking in many of the other ones. And therefore, it might be difficult for them to achieve optimal health.